Well, good evening, everyone, and once again, welcome to tonight's episode of Star Search with some really cool updates on the Star competition presented by Yamaha. Tonight, we are talking about the Pathfinder and Hughes boats that you could win in the iHeartRadio tagged Redfish division. But first, let me introduce our skipper and regional director of the Panhandle, who's with us tonight, Amanda Kirpin.
Thanks, Lisa, and thank you to everyone tuning in to our weekly broadcast of Star Search. We want to make sure that you newbies know that this is a live broadcast and we want to hear from you. So start the comments coming. And hey, Zach, hey, Paul, hey, Richard. Yep, this is live. We see your comments, so keep them coming, keep them rolling. Remember to like, comment, and share this Facebook Live feed, and you will be entered to win a great Star prize pack tonight. The winners are going to be drawn at the end of our live broadcast. And as always, we love hearing your Star stories, so send us an email to info@ccaflorida.org with your pictures, written testimonials, and your videos of your Star experience. We have a few photos to share with you tonight. This one is from Austin. This is a trip to Cedar Key. This is his redfish that he entered into the Youth Scholarship Division. Thank you for sharing that with us, Austin.
Patootie.
All right, and this one is from Gwen and Chris. They caught this bonnethead shark, and the girls are just enthralled with it. And it was released to swim another day. Thank you, Gwen and Chris.
Well, who is this? This is Brian Sims. Look at this, Brian. What a beautiful redfish. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a tag, but you keep looking for that tagged redfish.
It's a very nice photo. Hi, Donna. Thank you.
That is Bud. Hey, Bud. That's a stud redfish. Thank you so much for submitting that. We like your hats, fellas.
Yes, I know. They were both wearing star hats.
And here we have Danette, and I believe that is Ken, and they were submitting some of their entries in the conservation division. I love that little puffer. He is so cute. Hey, Manny Altman, if you're watching, someone else can catch puffers too.
All right. Well, if you are, we have another one.
We have a picture here of this is our friend Richard, who caught the 2018 tagged redfish, releasing his redfish from his kayak. So thank you, Richard, so much for submitting that video. What a beautiful redfish, and we so appreciate that one going back into the water.
Yeah, I didn't know he was on a kayak. That's really cool.
Yeah, he was on a kayak when he caught it, and that was the day that we had those terrible storms blowing through. And I think we might have one more video. Look at this. Hey, Maisie, how cool. I am so happy to see this, and she's so impressed. She fishes from her seawall and has been entering a lot of entries, and someone came to visit her. Look at who it is.
Aww.
It is a dolphin. So I am sure that she's learning lots about what's going on with our fisheries and getting to say hello to listen to her squeal. Yep, the dolphin come up and they're all over the seawalls looking for a nice treat for dinner. So thank you so much for submitting those.
And at one point she even says, "Mom's gonna love this." So yeah. Well, if you are tuning in and you are in a hot pursuit of an iHeartRadio tagged redfish, I'm sure you have thought about which boat you would pick if you actually caught one. So to help with the decision, we have a special guest tonight, and they're going to share some cool insight into two of the available choices, the Pathfinder 2200 TRS and the Hughes 16 Redfisher, both powered by Yamaha and sitting on a trailer. Just know that Star is not just about catching that tagged redfish in the tagged redfish division. That is just one of 17 different divisions that have the opportunity to win your share of $500,000 in prizes.
Well, you know, Amanda, if you know me, and those of you who are watching tonight, even if you don't know me, let me tell you, you might know that I love catching redfish. For me, honestly, they are one of the most fun fish to target because it's like hooking to the back of a Jeep when you catch one. I love catching them on artificials and flies. And to think about being able to win a new boat, motor, and trailer valued at over $50,000 just for catching a redfish that is sporting a 2020 orange star competition tag. You know, there are 167 of these beauties. These special redfish are released throughout the coastal waters of Florida, and on average, 4 per coastal county. But let me give you a little tidbit of insider information. Listen closely. If you want the best shot at catching an iHeartRadio tagged redfish that is sporting your opportunity to win a new Contender, Pathfinder, Carolina Skiff, or Hughes, all powered by Yamaha, you need to be fishing Brevard County, Citrus County, and Charlotte County. If you're not fishing those areas, you need to be. So please take the time and go and fish these areas. It is important that you go there. They have 8 total tagged redfish, and you'll have the opportunity to see so many different great things in those areas. They are destination locations, but we still don't have a star tagged redfish winner. So we want to give the boats away, and we would really love to give one of those to one of our viewers tonight. So you have to be registered. You have to be a CCA member. Tonight, we have a special guest and long-time supporter of CCA. We have someone from Maverick Boat Group. But first, hi, Charlie. How are you?
Hey, Lisa. How are you? Good to see you.
It's so wonderful to see you. We have Charlie Johnson with us tonight, the marketing director of Maverick Boat Group. And you know, Charlie, I have to tell you, Maverick Boat Group, Scott Deal, one of the icons in the conservation industry, Scott Deal, yourself. But Scott really just has such I want to say a legacy, a heritage of establishing the foundation for recreational fisheries management at the federal level. He's also the chairman of the Center for Sport Fishing Policy?
He's very much involved with the Center for Sport Fishing Policy. He sits on numerous boards of conservation initiatives and groups. Yes, so he's been involved in it for ever since he got into the business.
And, you know, and I know you are very in tune with conservation. It's an initiative that Maverick Boat Group has just embraced and been very involved with. And we're so proud to have you as one of CCA's top supporters, and then one of STAR's longtime supporters since 2015. You've been providing us with the 2200 TRS as a tagged redfish prize. And each year that we've had a boat chosen to be won, the first one has always been the Pathfinder. Charlie, why do you think that is?
Well, I really don't think it's any surprise. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased, but nonetheless, I mean, that boat has been one of the most popular boats in the state of Florida since it came out. And it's been a long time that we've had that model out there. And it's just because it's so dang versatile. I have an older 22 Pathfinder, and I've basically raised my 3 boys on it. We've done everything from sail fishing, 15 miles offshore, to sight fishing with a fly rod, redfish. We've dragged tubes behind it. We go to the sandbar. It's just basically you're almost like your boat version of an SUV. It does so many things so well, and it's so super versatile that it's just the perfect boat for Florida. You can do so much stuff with it.
Well, I can't tell you how wonderful it is. We have a 22 Pathfinder, very old boat. but it is actually an amazing boat. And here we have some videos of the 2200 TRS. I can't tell you that how gorgeous the boat is, how every time I talk about the boats that are being given away, everybody tells me, has the Pathfinder been given away? That's the boat I want. So has there been some new innovations with the 2200? I know there's some different levels of different Pathfinders that you have the opportunity. Now, isn't there a tournament as well?
There is a 22 tournament edition as well. Yeah. And that boat doesn't have as much seating as that 22 TRS. That's what the TRS stands for, is third row seating. So,
okay.
Yeah. And so there's the 22 TRS and the 22 tournament edition. Both those boats have the same exact hull. And the decks are a little different in terms of how they're laid out. The 22 tournament edition is more of a live bait boat, whereas the 22 TRS, it focuses a little more on seating than on live well capacity.
Well,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, with us being so family oriented, the 2200 TRS really was made for this competition and getting families out on the water.
Yeah, you can hardcore fish out of it all day long. And then also, because it does have that seating aspect to it, you can drag the whole family along and fish, then tube, go to the sandbar, all that kind of stuff. That's really why that boat has been so popular. It's just so versatile, does so many things so well for the family.
And Pathfinder as a model for Maverick Boat Group has been around for how long?
Well, it goes back to 1998. It was the very first ones. And that 22 has been around since about 2000. It's never been better than it is now. Never been better built. The features on it with the flip-up seating, the new console that has the full access port and everything. It's a superb boat. I absolutely love mine. And
it is an amazing boat. I've had the opportunity to release fish out of the Pathfinder. Many of my friends have Pathfinders, and I can't tell you what a great boat it is. So it really is one that most anglers pick. But I will tell you, you've also provided us with a 16 Hughes Red Fisher.
Right.
And that Red Fisher, the Hughes line has just come so far and is such an impressive line. Can you share a little bit about this Hughes boat that we're about to see?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a brand new model for us. We've had the 16 Red Fisher out for a long time, but as things changed in the market and engines moved towards 4 strokes and that kind of thing, and they're a little heavier, we wanted to bring out a brand new ground up redesign of the 16 Red Fisher that better balanced with those 4-stroke engines. And so that's what we've done in this boat. So it's brand new from the ground up. It is super functional in that it can be pulled very easily. It also works great with the trolling motor. Has a 7.3-inch beam, so it's a pretty wide boat for its size, which is great because it's very nice and stable. So it works great, not only when you're pulling it, but then also you can fish it in passes and inlets and that kind of stuff. And the great thing about it is not only is it super versatile and have all that functionality, but then it also will fit in your garage, which is really important for people. So you can get that Ameritrail trailer with the swing tongue, and it fits in the garage, but then offers all that versatility and performance in a great little package. And the new design looks just really, really sharp. It's a great looking boat, and it still has all the characteristics of the old Hughes, the great running capability and everything else, and fishing capability. So we're really excited about that boat.
I saw the huge deck, gorgeous center console with what looked like to be in the video, a running like a cooler in front of your center console.
Correct. That's a cooler, and then you use that as a forward seat as well. That's right.
That's pretty cool. And the seating in the back, it just looked like there was a flat surface in the back for more fishing capability.
That's right. Yeah. So you have that whole flat deck there. That's something that distinguishes the flats boats, and the Hughes are really nice in that they have enough of a deck back there that you can fish off the back deck. A lot of people use these boats for bass fishing too. So there's room to put swivel seats forward and aft. You can put a swivel seat back on the aft there for bass fishing applications. And then, we have a really neat new setup for the polling tower there that has a flip down backrest and step to it. That's very cool. And the way the cushions are arranged down, attached to the deck where you don't have to move them out of the way to get in the hatches. The boat is much, much upgraded from the old 16 Redfisher. And that boat was one of the most popular flats boats of all time. So we're really excited about it. And whoever has an opportunity to win it or pick it is going to get an exceptional boat. I mean, I absolutely love the thing. I spent a day and a half in it doing a photo shoot and stuff like that, and just fell in love with the boat. So it's a good one.
It looks like it has a little bit on the bow. It looks like it would take rough water really well based on the way that the hull is and the chines. If you look, it looks like that it would definitely take some rough water very, very well, as well as drafting shallow.
That's right. Yeah. So it has a nice sharp forward entry, but then has enough flare and volume in the hull so that it keeps that bow up, which is important in a lot of applications in a flats boat. If you're oceanside tarpon fishing or something like that, and in some waves, you don't have enough volume there for it in the hull, the nose can dip and you can get waves over the bow, or if you're fishing in chopper, that sort of thing. So it's important to have some volume forward there, but then still a nice far forward entry that's sharp to cut the waves. And that's what this boat has. So it does both those things extremely well. Runs great, fishes great.
So, Maverick, and you've been with Maverick Boat Group since 2003.
That's
and
right.
You're the marketing director.
Correct.
Can you and I have worked together and released fish. And I know we've seen since 2015, when we first started releasing fish, to now, we really have seen, we've seen the ups and the downs of the East Coast. But what's really cool is lately we've been recapturing some of our earlier years fish over on the East Coast. And what do you attribute that to?
Well, I think you guys have done a really good job. And there's certainly some habitat restoration going on. Obviously, it's good to be putting fish back in the water like you guys are doing, and with the Star Tournament and stocking and that sort of stuff. I am seeing, I've grown up fishing around this area, and I'm pretty darn familiar with it. And I have seen things getting better in terms of the habitat, the grass. I like seeing, I'm very hopeful that we don't get a big storm to dump a bunch of rain this year, and so that we don't have a lot of outflow and that kind of stuff, because the water's already starting to get clear here and stay clear through the summer, which that typically doesn't happen. I'm a big sight fisherman, so I love that aspect to it. But certainly, I think things are turning in the right direction. Not only am I seeing more redfish, but I'm seeing a ton more snook. Seeing a lot of bait. We're starting to see the mullet run by on the beach. This morning I was out first thing looking at sunrise and seeing giant schools of mullet run by the beach, which is always a great thing to see, that mullet migration every fall. So yeah, thanks to, CCA and a number of things, I think things are really starting to look up.
Well, we're very appreciative of your support, Charlie. You, Skip, and Scott Deal, all of Maverick Boat Group. And I really want to encourage our viewers, our participants. There are a lot of opportunities to win boats in Star. But if you don't win a boat and you need one, I would suggest that you check out the Maverick Boat Group, their manufacturing of the different boats that they have, whether you need an offshore boat or an inshore boat or a family boat, that you go to their website, maverickboatgroup.com, and you can pick yours right there. Charlie can help you. They're dealers. Go to a dealership. There's lots of dealerships around the state of Florida that carry the Maverick Boat Group product. And again, Charlie, I just can't thank you enough for all that Maverick Boat Group does. We're we're not having a physical award ceremony. So hopefully you'll help us to award an angler if they should catch an iHeartRadio tagged redfish and choose one of your boats.
I would absolutely love to do that. And obviously everybody needs to be signed up, darn it. Not catching these redfish and that you can't win anything on. So get signed up. But honestly, we're privileged to be associated with the whole thing. You guys do such a great job, and we really very much appreciate it. So,
well, thank you so much, and we'll let you get back to getting prepared for tomorrow morning when you go out to that mullet run. And Amanda, we're going to go back to you.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you, Charlie. I know the last time I saw Charlie, we were both masked up. I was picking up the Maverick, the next Maverick that we're going to raffle off down there in South Florida. So thank you for joining us tonight. So STAR is Florida's largest fishing competition, and we could not offer all of these awesome prizes without the support of our wonderful sponsors and partners like Maverick Boat Group. They're the reason why we can give away nearly $500,000 in prizes that include boats, and more boats, Yamaha motors, marine electronics, tackle, sunglasses, coolers, outriggers, gift cards, and so much more. Okay, so I have a question for everyone out there. How many fishing tournaments do you know of that offer $500,000 in prizes? Anyone?
Okay, I don't know of any other than the big sport fishing like Big Rock or up in New York and New Jersey. So none like ours.
So not many, but those that do, what is their entry fee?
Those tournaments have $5,000 entry fees, and they're one weekend. A $40 entry fee. Come on, people.
Yep, that's right. It's not $40, is it? And then do they offer 11 boats as prizes? Don't think so.
I don't think so.
And most fishing tournaments, it's the biggest fish that wins, right? So with STAR, it's not the biggest fish that wins. It's a random drawing of all the entries in each division, except for that lionfish, the tagged redfish, obviously, the guides division, and the tagged dolphin division. Those we do have winners for, but the rest are random drawings. So it's fair for everyone.
Well, Amanda, what about, you were talking about tournaments. What about the kids division in these fishing tournaments? What do they win? Well, I bet you they don't have the opportunity to win their share of $100,000 in college scholarships. In our youth division, we do. It's presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. And there's two $25,000 scholarships, one from Realtree, one from Academy, and there are 10 $5,000 scholarships from Flagler Sport Fishing Club, from the Jacksonville Sport Fishing Club, from Southeast Environmental Solutions, from Tail and Toads, from Plantation Inn, from the Florida Cracker Kitchen, Florida Cracker Invitational. There are so many. Talk of the Town restaurant groups, CCA themselves. There are so many opportunities for youth to win their share of $100,000 in youth scholarships. So pretty incredible that to date we've awarded $500,000 in college scholarships. And as of October the 4th, with that additional $100,000, you guys do the math, that's $600,000 that the STAR competition with CCA Florida and our partners will have awarded to youth. But what's even more amazing is that the entire competition has awarded over $1 million in prizes to recreational anglers for practicing conservation, picking up garbage, your citizen biologists and citizen garbologists. So please, there really is no reason that you shouldn't be fishing in STAR. I mean, you're fishing anyway, right? So back to you, Amanda.
There is no question about it. You need to enter. I wish we could enter, but we can't. But Speaking of questions, we will have a question and answer segment at the end of this broadcast. I've been seeing a few questions come across the screen. So continue to ask us some questions. We're going to get to them at the end of the show. All you have to do is comment on the Facebook Live post with your questions.
Well, we can't stress enough that you need to be registered and enter your catches to win. We've been talking about Maverick Boat Group, the Pathfinder 2200 TRS. I learned something new tonight. Third row seating, TRS, and the Hughes Redfisher 16, powered by Yamaha. But we have to share some really cool news. You know, we showed earlier that video of Richard releasing his redfish. Well, over the weekend in Pinellas County, there was a 2018 star tagged redfish recaptured and released. The fish was 31 inches and still had its tag in it. However, when it was reported, the angler thought that it was a 2020 tag and it was just faded out. And he said it turned a little pink. Unfortunately, the lettering on it wasn't legible. So he wasn't able to tell us that it wasn't a 2020 fish. But what was the cool thing about that? He didn't just win a t-shirt for that fish. Because he was registered in the competition, he won a $1,000 prize package from Engel Coolers. He'll get to call them and pick his choice of items to make out his $1,000 prize package. This fish, when it was released, was about 18 inches and grew to be 31 inches. That's pretty cool to see that kind of growth in our fish.
Wow, well, that is some cool information that we are able to collect. And as Lisa said, you all, as registered anglers in STAR, are our citizen garbologists, and you give us a lot of data that we can use. And I mean, to see.
Yay, Richard!
Yeah, hey, Rich. To see that this fish was caught or released 18 to 20 inches and caught at 31 inches, that gives us some really cool data to share. So we're out there doing it. There's still no 2020 reported fish caught, but 18 anglers who have caught a tagged redfish but were not a CCA Florida member and registered in STAR. So no one has had their choice of a Contender, Pathfinder, Carolina Skiff, or Hughes Redfisher, all powered by Yamaha and sitting on a trailer. It's easy. You just got to get registered, become a member. We say it every week. Go fishing. Anyone that comes on your boat, they need to be registered too, because if they catch the redfish and they're not registered, it doesn't count. Make sure you have that official West Marine measuring device on your boat. It has all the rules and instructions you need to successfully submit your catch. And remember, every fish you catch can be submitted and has the potential to earn you great prizes.
Well, you know, that's right, Amanda. We're coming down to the wire. And we have nearly 3 weeks remaining before we draw our winners. So you still have time to get your catch entries. I remember Marcia Ellett, we no longer have a cobia division, but the last Saturday of the competition was over on Sunday, I believe it was. She caught a cobia and entered only one cobia in the cobia division, and she was drawn and won a brand new boat. But the good news is that there's still plenty of time to enter your catches, still plenty of time to get yourself registered. We'll hope to see lots more entries, and perhaps we'll announce that there was an iHeartRadio Tag Redfish winner. If you're fishing anywhere in Florida, get registered. You may just catch one of those iHeartRadio Tag Redfish, a tag dolphin, or any other fish that could win you your share of $500,000 in prizes. Once again, like Amanda has reiterated, and I'm going to do it again, it's not the biggest fish that wins. Remember, it just has to be of minimum slot size. If you catch an overslot fish, that's the beauty of a CPR tournament, is that an overslot fish can be entered because it can be released. So anglers of all skill levels have the opportunity to win.
And remember, if you catch different species of fish in the same day, you can enter in multiple divisions, but you can't enter the same fish in different divisions. So Lisa, can you give us some scenarios and examples of this?
Well, yes. So for example, if you went out and you were fishing for the day and you wound up catching a 22-inch redfish, that redfish right there, you'd enter that redfish into the open non-tagged redfish division. Every other fish after that, whether it was 31 inches or 18.5 inches, all of those fish would go into the conservation division. Well, you were a lucky angler that day because then you also caught a 31-inch snook. That 31-inch snook would go right into the open snook division. And then you were out there fishing and you caught a beautiful trout, and you would be able to enter that legal trout in the open trout division. And then just as you saw, you caught a tarpon, you can enter it in the open tarpon division. But you can only enter that picture of that particular fish once in one division. All of your other fish, like the puffer that we saw, like the Goliath grouper that we've seen, like the snapper there, all of those fish, the catfish, all of those fish are going to go into the conservation division. That sheephead, that'll go into the conservation division. Or if it was caught by a youth, it would go into the youth scholarship division. So please remember, you have 24 hours from the time that you catch your fish to submit your fish into the app. You can do it via the app or online by going to the CCAFLSTAR.com website and select log your catch. We have, listen here, we have $500,000 in prizes and scholarships to award to our winners. We want you to be a winner, so catch fish and enter them.
And speaking of prizes, Lisa, when will the prizes be awarded now that our banquet has been postponed?
Well, Amanda, we did announce and will announce the winners on October 14th. Those winners will also be posted on our website. And then on October the 28th, we will do a virtual award ceremony live starting at 8 o'clock. And that is one of our Star Search episodes. It's on a Wednesday. And if you are not one of the drawn winners, please tune in to our virtual award ceremony because we want you guys to win something. So every 15 minutes, we are going to do a random drawing. Now, listen very carefully. If you're registered, you're entered in the random drawing every 15 minutes for gift certificates from West Marine, Academy, TH Marine, and other great prizes like Danco pliers, tackle webs, thrash cam bucket toppers. There's going to be all kinds of prizes. So all throughout the award ceremony, if you're registered, we are going to be drawing names and handing out prizes. But you don't want to miss it because if you're not responding and don't know that you've been drawn a winner, you can't get your prizes. So pay attention. We'll have cool videos of our winners from our partners as well. So please stay tuned, and every 15 minutes we will draw a winner. We have some great opportunities of things that are coming up. Amanda, do you want to let them know what CCA has coming up next?
I sure do, but first I want to remind everyone that the CCAFLSTAR.com website has all our updates and information, and we're even going to post winners there once we reach out to them and announce the winners. So remember, that's a great place for information as well. So some upcoming CCA dates include our virtual awards ceremony, as Lisa just said, on October 28th. It's a Wednesday. Star Search are going to continue on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. throughout the competition. We are still doing our Winner's Choice Wednesday. It's every Wednesday morning, starting at 7 a.m. We open up tickets. It's $20 a ticket. We limit it to 100 entries. And if you win, you get your choice of one of 34 prizes to choose from. And as I say every week, there are some pretty great prizes. So check that out. I want to remind everyone that this coming Saturday, September 19th, is International Coastal Cleanup Day. Get out there, get on your boat, get on the coast, go to the beach, clean up some trash, fill up a bucket, fill up some bags, and hey, if you're registered in STAR, why not submit that in the Costa Kick Plastic Trash Division, and you can get your entry in to win some really great prizes in that division as well. So International Coastal Cleanup Day is a worldwide event, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. Next is our Coastal Social. This one's going to be called Always in the Game. It's going to be Thursday, October 8th on the CCA Florida Facebook page, live just like this. And we're going to draw the winner of our contender boat that we have been selling raffle tickets for. Make sure that you are in it to win it for this contender. We're drawing the winner Thursday, October 8th.
Well, you know, Amanda, on that International Coastal Cleanup Day, if any of our viewers are anywhere near Steinhatchee, the CHAG is having their own cleanup. We've done several cleanups with them there with our Gainesville chapter, but they have their coastal cleanup, and they're going to reward you even better. While you're there and you're bringing in garbage, they're going to feed you. And who says there's no such thing as a free lunch and an ice cold beer? If you go to the CHAG and you pick up garbage off the coastal waters, that's what you'll receive. I also want to remind all of our viewers and the people who are paying attention to us tonight on our Facebook Live, October the 24th is the Florida Cracker Invitational. I'm very excited about this. This is in Homosassa. They are doing a full-on catch photo release competition, and they have $10,000 in cash and prizes for the winners. And all of the benefits from that competition and from that tournament in Homosassa will go to the STAR Youth Scholarship Division and the Homosassa Guides Youth Scholarship Fund. So if you're in the Homosassa area, Crystal River area, and you want a cool competition to fish in, that's one to fish in. And then don't forget, December the 12th is the Eggnog Open, and that is also to support our STAR Youth Scholarship, and that will be in Steinhatchee out of the CHAG. We'll have those dates later posted in our next Facebook Live.
Yes, some really great opportunities for some West Coast anglers. That's the area I grew up fishing. Love that. All right, so switching gears, who has purchased their official STAR jersey? If you haven't gotten yours yet, they are available on the CCA Florida store. Just visit our store tab on our website, ccaflorida.org. The jerseys are made to order, so please allow up to 3 weeks to get them. But if you want to be a superstar, get yours tonight. Just go to ccaflorida.org and go to the store tab.
We'd love to see you out there in them, right, Amanda? And everybody, I'd love to be out on the water one day and look over and go, who is that? And they're wearing my jersey. You know, they're wearing the STAR jersey. I love when I see, different people. I've been in Crystal River and they're wearing their CCA hats or their shirts. And it really is nice. Or you're driving out of Crystal River or you're going out of Homosassa and you see a STAR emblem on the back of someone's shirt. It really is good to see that we have such wonderful supporters.
I see that all the time in Crystal River. And you know what? Was it last weekend? I saw a woman with red hair wearing a blue visor with a CCA shirt on. But I was like, that can't be Lisa. There's like 5 guys in that boat. Sure enough, it was Lisa, everyone. I saw her out on the water in Crystal River.
Well, and the 5 guys, let me tell you, that was my boyfriend, that was my 2 sons, and Darren White, Rosemary White's son. We were out there fishing, and yes, it was a great day, good day of fishing, and finally have my boys hooked on catching redfish. So it's been was fun.
Well, all right, everyone. Lisa, I think it's time to announce tonight's Star Prize Pack winners. We have, drum roll please, Lynn Aversano, Susie Martin, and Emmanuel Toro. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and commenting. Super easy to win something here. I know a lot of people that tune in each week. We've sent you guys some prize packs. So these are our 3 winners tonight. We're going to have someone comment on your comments with my contact information. And then all you have to do is send me an email. We're going to get you your prize pack. Lisa, are you ready for our question and answer?
I am ready because I think I saw some really great questions fly by. But please excuse me not being able to read all of them. I got new glasses. All right, what do you think of the glasses? I got new glasses and I'm trying to adjust to them. So if I'm,
they look great. All right, Donna says, hey, Lisa, I was reading about the upcoming annual Eggnog Open. Sounds like a fun one. She's thinking about entering with the kayak division.
Well, I will tell you, Donna, the kayak division is great. It is a CPR division. Currently, it is held on the same day as the eggnog itself. There are some great prizes. It's inexpensive. And then I saw someone send me a little note that they hadn't tried Papa's Pilar. Well, eggnog is spiced with rum. So if you come, you get samples of our spiced eggnog. So that's why it's called the Eggnog Open. And we have food and really is great camaraderie and a great opportunity to support the Youth Scholarship Division.
I love that. I may have to come just, hang out with the sample lady. All right. Ellen says, if you buy a raffle ticket online, do you receive the actual ticket by mail or is the online receipt your ticket? I assume this is for like Winner's Choice Wednesday or boat raffles. If it is a boat raffle, you are going to get a ticket stub in the mail sent back to you. If it's that Winner's Choice Wednesday, your online receipt is basically your ticket. We auto-generate all the names that bought tickets and then put them in a random number generator and select our winners that way. So you won't necessarily get a ticket back because it typically sells out in a day and we just pick the winner that day. So I hope that answered your question. All right, Brian says, what will 2021 CCA Star Tournament dates be? Ooh, he's jumping the gun here.
Well, every star competition throughout the United States runs from Memorial Day to Labor Day. So we hope that we can go back to our original dates, which are Memorial Day to Labor Day, so that we keep in keeping with tradition. Unfortunately, this year with the COVID-19, we really had to make some adjustments and not require people to go to different locations to pick up their measuring devices until it was safe. So, Brian, great question. It will go back to Memorial Day, which is, I believe, the beginning of the 3rd weekend of May through Labor Day, which is September.
All right, and Barbara says, what is the CCA doing to help the water quality in Mosquito Lagoon and Brevard County? Good question, Barbara.
Barbara, great question. And as we are all aware, or may not be aware, there are a couple of different things. Bivalves, which are clams and oysters, are filter feeders, and they can filter up to 50 gallons of water a day. CCA,
oyster.
Pardon me?
Per oyster.
Per oyster. So, and per clam. So our organization, CCA, in partnership with some of the colleges and with Blair Wiggins, have worked on projects. The first one being the restoration of clams in Mosquito Lagoon. We put millions of small clams, and these clams are genetically predisposed to be able to survive in this poor water quality and clean the water up. So we have the clams that we're putting back into the water, as well as oyster bed renourishment, shoreline stabilization by putting all of these clam substrate back into the water so that viable clams will attach to the substrate and then actually have living oysters and clams in these areas. So we're really working very hard. We're working with the governments. We're working with different organizations, the Indian River Lagoon Water Quality Initiative. Paul Fafeta's group is the the Intercoastal Water. But we work with a lot of groups over there. So we're very, very engaged in trying to work with government, as well as putting hardcore brick and mortar projects back into the water that will successfully filter the water.
And Lisa, I know that just 2-3 weeks ago, you and our regional director, Sarah, were actually in the water, putting clams in new clam beds in the water, getting dirty. I mean, everyone, Lisa Fitzgerald is queen of conservation. She is out there getting dirty, like she was waist deep in water, putting these clams back in water. And we're passionate about it, and we love these questions because we get to talk about everything that we've done and CCA has done, and we're the ones really helping out with this. So thank you for those questions, and we hope that you guys learned something from that. All right, Stan says, were there any tagged redfish released in Manatee County?
Well, Stan, I will tell you, every county has on average 4. Already Manatee County had a fish recaptured and released, and it was a 2020 star tagged redfish. So yes, Manatee County has redfish.
Go get them.
That's right.
Lorraine says, I know I can probably look this up. Is there a limit to the number of fish you can enter in a day? I thought I saw it was only 1, not sure.
So very good question, Lorraine. You can enter 1 fish per division per day, except for the conservation division. So if you're a lady angler and you catch a legal redfish, you can enter that in the open redfish division. And then you catch, and you're fishing from a kayak, and then you catch another legal redfish, you can enter that in the kayak division. Any other redfish you catch has to go in the conservation division. Excuse me.
Has to go in the conservation division. I'll help you finish that, Lisa.
Thank you, Amanda. But you can enter as many fish as you can catch, because once you've entered into a specific division, every other fish goes in the conservation division. And again, that's a random drawing for power poles, power pole micros, all kinds of really cool prizes in the power pole conservation division.
Good question. What's the best way that we can volunteer our time to help the CCA besides telling everyone to sign up?
Well, Amanda, it's her mantra to get people involved in volunteering. And you can go to our website. You can see the projects that are happening. Go to ccaflorida.org to see the projects that are happening in your area. Your regional director in that area is Sarah. She's amazing. She was at the clam restoration project, putting clams in the water. She's been with me as well as Amanda has when we've been doing releases. So, you can get involved in these projects just by info@ccaflorida.org. Let us know that you want to be involved in volunteer. We'll get your name into a volunteer database, and we can reach out to you as well when things are happening.
And that's a really great question, and I love seeing that. I actually saw a quote the other day that said, you vote in elections once a year, but when you volunteer, you get to vote in the kind of community you want to be in every day. So, I mean, volunteering is the best way to make things happen. I mean, CCA is a community organization of volunteers. We rely on that grassroots effort. So again, Barbara, great question. We hope everyone can learn from this. If you want to get involved at any level, please email info@ccaflorida.org with whatever area you're living in, and we'll connect you with the right people. Kenneth says, can an individual or group donate directly to the youth anglers for entry fees or prizes?
You know, Kenneth, you definitely can. All you have to do is go to the CCA Florida Star website. I'll give you my email address, and we can work on that. We're always looking for individuals to help. When we go to events, there will be families that will say, I can't register my kids because I just don't have the $10 to do it. And we do have a restricted fund. We have a gentleman who has donated quite a bit of money towards getting kids. And he actually goes even one step further and takes them out on his boat and takes them fishing. So, you know, we love doing that. My email is lfitzgerald@ccaflorida.org. That's lfitzgerald@ccaflorida.org. So if you have questions, or if you know of someone who might want to get involved in sponsoring a youth to fish, it's only $10. It's a great opportunity. Thanks for the question.
And Zach says, so when I catch the tagged redfish and win that beautiful contender, good choice, can I have the option to put twin Yamahas on that sick puppy if they wouldn't mind both 115s?
So, Zach, I tell you what, if you want twins on that contender, you can purchase the second one and we'll have it set up so that you can put the second engine on there. We can't give you two motors, but we certainly can have it set up so that you can purchase a second motor and put it on there when you catch that iHeartRadio tagged redfish and choose that contender. Oh, by the way, it's sitting on a Rolls axle trailer, the Mac Daddy trailer of the industry. So if you get an opportunity, you should check them out. Rolls axle trailer. I've had a Rolls axle trailer under my boat for nearly 25 years. And I'm going to tell you, it is amazing. Yes, I have an older boat and it runs like a top, and my trailer I've never had an issue with. So Rolls axle trailer.
There you go. All right, Sven says, are any of the banquets still scheduled to happen? Good question, Sven.
Well, not any of the star banquets. However, I know that Amanda, you might know about the schedule for the CCA banquets elsewhere in the state. Are any of them scheduled to have in-person banquets this year?
So some are tentatively scheduled. Some have been postponed until further notice. Each region of the state is each county governs differently and has different restrictions. So there have been areas where we may have an outdoor event and adhere to the local guidelines. Again, you can stay updated on all these things at the ccaflorida.org website, and on our CCA Florida Facebook page, we keep the events tab pretty updated. We're definitely trying to fill the gaps with virtual events. And I didn't mention this before, but we're thinking about a virtual paint night where you can paint alongside a marine artist from the comfort of your home. You can grab a little cocktail and paint with our first guest is going to be Carrie Chen. So we'll have more information on that later, but we're trying to fill those holes with some virtual events, but we would like to have some in-person events. I know that we had an outdoor fishing tournament this past weekend down in Fort Myers. So it just depends on the region. If you want any specifics, again, you can email info@ccaflorida.org and we'll try and figure out where you're located and if there's any events near you. But we are trying to have some kind of in-person event. We miss you guys. We miss having these events. And we've definitely had to be on our toes and think of different ways of how to reach everyone. But fingers crossed, we'll get back to normal soon. And Lorraine says, just out of curiosity, how many people are registered right now? Lisa, do you have that info? I know you did last week.
Yes, we have 6. Let me pull that up and make sure. I believe it is 6,000. Give me just 1 second, everybody. I can pull that up for you. Maybe. Let's see here. Registrations. We have 6,483 registrations. Woohoo! So that's pretty good. 6,483 registrations. We have been hammering it, trying to get to that 7,000 level. So we got a lot of registrations to go. So tell your friends, tell your family, be out there. You can hold a sign on the corner of the street. Whatever we need to do, we need to get out there and get people registered.
We want to beat Louisiana and Texas.
Yes.
All right. Brian says, when the winners of the tournament are picked, will they get an email notification? How are you going to notify them, Lisa?
So I will first make a phone call, because that for me is so enjoyable to hear everybody's excitement when I call them to award them either a boat or a new motor or all of the other amazing prizes. And then they will also receive an email notification, and we will have all of the winners listed on our website and announce them on October 14th for the first time.
All right. Donald says, is there a website for that Homosassa tournament that you were talking about earlier?
Yes, you can find FloridaCrackerInvitational.com.
Easy. That was a good question.
Yes.
How much are they? Awesome. Love the style. I believe, is that for the star jersey?
I bet you that's what he's asking. I believe, aren't they $100?
Yes, and I think that includes the shipping.
Yes.
And I mean, they are subliminated. I mean, Lisa, go ahead and model it off for us. Look at that.
So they have the zipper front, and for the ladies, they are a little more fitted. They're absolutely a gorgeous fit. The material is lightweight. It's just a really great fit. For the men, one of the cool things about the men's jersey is that it also has the 3/4 zip neck, but the sleeves, oftentimes when you have a men's jersey, the sleeves don't work and aren't long enough for most guys, but the sleeves are great, and it's a little bit more of a fuller cut. So for ladies, you'll enjoy it because it's slimming and it makes you look great. And for the guys, you'll love it because it's cool and comfortable, and you're not going to see everybody wearing them.
And they do run true to size. And I believe even the men's go up to 3XL or 5XL.
Yes.
Yeah. So lots of different sizes. How do you buy a ticket for the contender raffle? Well, Emmanuel, he was one of our winners tonight. Hopefully you can win the contender too if you buy a ticket. It's going to be on the ccaflorida.org website. Go to the store page, and then there's a little tab for raffles. Click on the raffles. You'll see all of our boat raffles and our new, what is it called? Yamaha Wolverine raffle. And you can purchase your tickets there. Hope that answered your question.
Yes.
All right. Gwen says, are there volunteering opportunities that are available to include kids? Yes, there are.
Yes, all of the volunteer opportunities include kids and youth. We also have kids fishing clinics. We have the opportunity for kids to get involved in the just so many different things. It's cool for them to learn about the clams and the oyster bed restoration, where we put the oysters back into the water. There's just a lot of different really great opportunities to get kids involved and start them young so that they will be our future generation of citizen biologists and conservationists.
And guess what? I was a volunteer as a child as well.
So was I.
You can become a CCA Florida employee even later on. All right. Richard wants to sneak one in on us and ask the coordinates of the Brevard tag redfish.
Richard, I think you've asked me some similar questions like that. You would be a great salesman. Just keep asking and asking. So I will tell you, in Brevard County, there are a total of 8 tagged redfish that were released. I will tell you that 3 of those fish are somewhere in Mosquito Lagoon, and the other 5 are in the Indian River and the Banana River. So that's as much information as I can give you. I will tell you those fish were released in areas where anglers are known to catch redfish. So if there's an area where you know that's pretty hot for catching redfish, I would tell you, you might want to start looking there.
We're not trying to hide them. All right, Susie says, are the kids eligible for the conservation prizes like the power poles as well?
Yes, they are, Susie. Great to see you the other weekend in Crystal River. And you were right, the redfish bite was on fire. So thank you so much. Captain Susie Martin right there. She is a captain. So in Crystal River, if you ever want to go out and fish with someone and have a great time, they are available. Youth have the ability to win in the Youth Scholarship Division, the Trash Division, the Lionfish Division, and the Conservation Division.
Awesome. Jim says, just wondering if you offer opportunities for youth scholarships. How about ways for bright future kids to earn hours for volunteering? Which we do, right, Lisa, with the trash cleanup?
That's correct. So, Jim, so glad you asked this. For every 5-gallon bucket that a youth picks up, they get 30 minutes of community service hours that they can attribute back to their Bright Futures volunteer log. The way that works is they will submit their 5-gallon buckets through the STAR app. This way we have a record of the 5-gallon buckets. Then at the end of the competition, they will submit to me via my email, which is lfitzgerald@ccaflorida.org. You will submit your community service log to me with what you believe are your hours. I will then be able to pull up their name. I'll see the number of buckets that they've submitted, and then I can calculate the number of hours that they would receive from CCA Florida, and I will sign off on their community service log. We did this last year, and I had several kids that were able to get 10, 12. I have one child that had 17 hours of community service. So it's really easy to earn community service hours. You have to pick the garbage up and then dispose of it properly.
Yes, get out on the water this weekend, International Coastal Cleanup Day on Saturday. All right, Ed says, is there a reference on the website where all the tagged redfish caught by non-registered folks are located?
There definitely is. If you will go to the tagged redfish tab, when you go in and you look at the divisions, it will have iHeartRadio tagged redfish, and below that, you'll be able to see 2020, 2019, 18, 17. You'll be able to see where those fish were caught. And if there will not be information on there about whether they were released or harvested, but the majority of those fish this year were released.
All right. All right, we got a question. What about in St. Lucie County?
Definitely St. Lucie County had 4 iHeartRadio tagged redfish released. They actually had 1 recaptured already and released back into the water so another angler could catch it and win.
Nice. All right, what are your favorite live target lures?
Oh gosh, Katrina, I am going to tell you, Live Target came out, and I sent these in some of the packages that I sent. They came out with a shrimp pattern that is phenomenal.
My answer.
Was that going to be yours?
Yes.
I love the DOA shrimp, but I am going to tell you, I'm a big tarpon angler, and tarpon cannot refuse a live target lure shrimp suspended under a cork, put a little Procure scent on it, and man, it's on. It's your game on.
Mm-hmm. And Live Target is usually the booth across from us at ICAST every year. And
Yes.
so we've got to speak with those guys a lot. And that was when I found that shrimp package. So that's a good one. Pro tip.
They have, Amanda, they have another, they have these, they're soft plastic. They have one that emulates a whitebait and one that emulates a mullet. And I love those two baits for fishing the grass flats. However, if you get them near oyster or hard substrate where you have puffers, those they will take a chunk out of the bait, out of that particular lure, and then that lure isn't any good anymore. And that's a $12 to $14 lure. So it's hard to use those lures to fish for redfish. But if you're targeting snook and trout, those two Live Target soft plastics are really great lures.
I agree. All right, this one's from Brian. If one of us catches a prior year tagged redfish like Richard, do we cut the tag off?
You have the choice. I suggest that you cut the tag off, especially because here on the West Coast, we have a closed season on redfish. So you are going to take a picture of that redfish. If you are in the competition, you will have your 2020 West Marine Official Star measuring device, and you'll take the picture of the fish on the measuring device and submit it to us. And then we will be able to also verify the tag. Richard still has his tag. He cut it off the fish. And that is a great thing to do because if you ever catch a tagged redfish, you will actually see that most people think it's some kind of parasite when they do catch the fish because it has slime on it.
Mm-hmm. We've heard that before. All right. The email to email your photos is info@ccaflorida.org. That's for your star stories. So remember to get those in. And if we use them, we're gonna send you a CCA Star prize pack as well. And I think this is our last question. Brian says, I'm just curious why there are no pro captain submissions yet.
When you say pro captain submissions, do you mean for iHeartRadio tagged redfish? I'm going to suppose that is what you are asking. So in the captain's division, the captain must catch the iHeartRadio tagged redfish while he is not on a charter with clients. So that is the prerequisite for that. I just had a gentleman out of Matlacha catch a tagged redfish. Unfortunately, it was not one of our star tagged redfish. It was our red tide recovery redfish that were released down there. But he was on his day off fishing, and he happened to catch one of those tagged redfish. So captains can participate. They just have to enter in the captain's division while they're fishing on their day off.
Yes, can't be under a paid charter. All right. I think that was it.
Yeah, I know we're at the end of our broadcast, but I do want to remind everyone that we do have Maverick Boat Group as one of our longtime running sponsors, and want to thank Charlie for joining us tonight. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to share with you a video as we depart here from Maverick Boat Group, just to show you all the cool things that they do. And before we go, one other thing we want them to remember, and what is that? We can say it together, Amanda, right?
Yep, ready?
Fin is possible.
It's possible.